equal, so these two have to be equal. Everybody okay with that? Solving the matrix. Again, here was another equal one. This is also equal. Notice all the elements are the same. So just set these equal to each other, these equal to each other, and these equal to each other. And you can solve for x, y, and z. If your two matrices are equal, their elements have to be exact. Their order has to be the same, and their elements have to be the same. Good? Okay. These guys, anybody have questions on these? No, you just said right, y equals x equals. Yeah. I just did it. You know how to do that. Are we okay with this? I did them out by hand. If you're in your calculator and you put in the A matrix and the B matrix, all you have to do is set this up outside in your calculator and do it this way. Then change it to a minus, do a 3, matrix A, make sure you use the matrix symbol, and then do the minus 2B. Your calculator will do all this work for you. Any questions? I can put it on the calculator if you didn't get it. Good? Okay. All right. These are good? Same kind of thing? Remember, to add and subtract, they have to be the same order. A 3 by 2, a 3 by 2. You can do a scalar multiply on any of them, but you can't add or subtract unless they're the same order. And today we're going to do the multiply. You might have to. It seems to be overflowing lately. Okay. Were you guys okay with these? Number 19 was not possible to do the add or subtract because they're the different order. The multiply, you can do it, but then you can't do the subtract again. It's undefined, not possible. It's probably better to say undefined. Okay. We talked about solving for x. Oh, this was just an x equals. This guy you had to solve. This one you just had to do your 3a minus 2b. This one you had to solve for x first, like we did yesterday. Okay, solve for x, and then just do, whether you put this in your calculator like this or this way, you'll come out with the same answer. I did them step by step. So if anybody did them step by step without the calculator, this is one of those homeworks you could do either way. You couldn't give me the excuse I didn't have a calculator, because you could always do them by hand. Try to keep them in fractions, it's easier. Oops. Good. Good. And I think then the rest was multiply. Okay. So the multiply we're going to get to today. Any questions so far on any of these? No? All right. Today we're going to hit the multiply. So if you step back to yesterday's worksheet, you're going to do the multiplication now. This one works slightly different. And yes, I know you can put it in your calculator. It will be much, much easier to put it in your calculator. But the multiply one, I need you to do by hand. And if you go to college and they have a course where you have a matrix in there, they're probably going to require you to do a lot of your matrices by hand. First thing with the product, you need to check the order on the products. Turn around. Pick up your pencil, Rich. This is really important. So now, what is the order of this matrix? 3 by 2. What is the order of this matrix? Now, you got to write it like this, and the middle 2 have to be the same. If you miss this, you miss the whole thing. You write your order, and the 2 in the middle, it's the second part of the first one, first part of the second one, have to be the same. If they are the same, then this is your resulting matrix. Somebody shut that phone off. This is your resulting matrix. It's going to give us a 3 by 2 when we multiply. Now, when we multiply, there's really good patterns in here. A lot of times, you can obviously do them quick in your head and multiply it, but if you do it out, you're going to see where your patterns are, and you'll know that you didn't make a mistake. So, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply each row by each column, and then we're going to do it with the next row. And what we do when we multiply is the first element multiplies by the first element in the next one. The second element multiplies by the second element. So that's why this order always works out. So we're going to start like this. -1 times -3. And I'm going to write it out. And I want you to do the same too, because I want you to see the patterns. Plus 3 times -4. We're at the end of that dot. So we're going to put a little dotted line. We're still in the same row. We're just in a different column. So we're still across the same row. So now we multiply this row by this column. -1 times 2 plus 3 times 1. Okay? Now we're going to do the next row. Everybody with me on this pattern? Next row. Row times column, row times column. 4 times -3 plus -2 times -4. Kind of see a little pattern here? The next one, after you see this pattern, will go a lot faster. This row, this column. 4 times 2 plus -2 times 1. So now we're on the last row. Last row, we multiply the first column, then we multiply the second column. God bless you. 5, and it doesn't matter, you can put parentheses or not. 5 times the -3 plus 0 times the -4. Next column. 5 times 2 plus 0 times 1. Now, if you did this right, you should see this pattern. Do you see down here? Aren't these all the same? Aren't these all the same? These guys? These guys. Look where the other one comes from. Where does this come from? -1, 4, 5. Your first column of your matrix. 3, -2, 0. Your second column of your first matrix. -1, 4, 5. 3, -2, 0. If one of those is off, we did something wrong. Which is why it's so much easier to write the pattern out and then do it at the end. This whole group, we're supposed to end up with a 3 by 2. Do you see your 3 rows? These are your 2 columns. So we're going to take this piece and just combine it. So we're going to get a 3 plus a -12, -9. You can do the whole thing in your calculator, you can do it separate. Let's combine this side. We're going to get a -2 plus 3. 1. Second row. We're going to get a negative 12 plus 8. All I'm doing is combining that little section. We're going to get a 8 plus a negative 2. 6. Last section, negative 15 plus 0. And the very last one, 10 plus 0. Okay? And now you're going to do this with me. So let's check to see if this is doable. What's this order of this one? 2 by 3. What's this order? 3 by 3. The middle ones have to be the same. The resulting matrix is going to be 2 rows times 3 columns. This is going to be your resulting matrix. Okay? So, let's work together on this. First row, first column. You might want to give yourself enough space because you got to do, instead of 2 sections, we're going to have 3 sections. So we're going to do 1 times negative 2. Element for element. Second element, in the second one. Plus 0 times 1. Plus 3 times negative 1. Dotted line. First row, second column. 1 times 4. Plus 0 times 0. Plus 3 times 1. Dotted line. This is going to establish your rows and your columns for here. Good? Okay, last one. 1 times 2. Element for element. Second element plus the second one. Third element times the third one. And we're done. Once you get this, you should see your pattern coming out. Okay? It really is not too bad because this only has one more row to go through. Even though that had 3 columns. Now we're going to do this guy. First row. 2 times, well, we know what we're going to multiply by. Negative 2. Plus negative 1 times, we know what we're going to multiply. 1. Plus negative 2, well, we know what we're going to multiply. Negative 1. I don't even have to look back at my chart again. I follow my pattern. I'm going to take this row again. 2, times 4. Negative 1 times 0. Negative 2 times 1. See, I'm following my pattern. I know those have to be the same, right? So it gets so much easier once you establish that pattern. Last column. 2 times 2. I'm just taking this guy. Plus negative 1 times 0. Plus negative 2 times negative 1. And look, 1, 2, 0, negative 1, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 0, negative 1, 3, negative 2. See your pattern? It goes a lot faster once you find that pattern there. So let's combine. Combine this for me. Tell me what you get. We got to get a 2 by 3. We got 2 rows. We got 3 sections. Combine this. Anything times 0 is what? 0. So go ahead, tell me what your answer is. Negative 5. Okay, combine this one. 7. So bless you. Combine this one. Negative 1. Okay. Work on this one. Negative 3. There's my resulting matrix. It's a series of patterns. Rows, do each row times how many columns you have. And if you keep this, all right, we realized the first one was undefined, right? We said this was a 3 by 2, and this is a 3 by 3. Yep, can't do it. So how about this guy? This is a 3 by 2, and this is a 2 by 2. What's my resulting matrix going to be? 3 by 2. So now, first row, first column. Element for element. -1 times 2 plus 6 times 0. Make a little bar here. This is where your column ends. You're still in the first row, but that's where your column ends. First row, second column, element by element. -1 times 3 plus 6 times 9. Good so far? Okay. Next row. Now watch. Watch how much nicer the next row gets. Element by element. -4. And what do I know that I'm going to multiply it by? 2. It's right above me. Plus 5 times what? 0. Good. And now I'm going to do this column. -4 times what? 3. Plus 5 times what? 9. See your pattern? You probably never look back to the second matrix after you do the first entire row. Last one. Let's follow your pattern. 0 times what, Jonathan? 2. It's right above you here. Is that a 3? Okay, that I wrote over? 3 times what? What's above me? 0. Okay, last column. 0 times what? 3 plus 3 times what? 9. See your pattern? And here's your columns for your matrix. Look. -1, -4, 0, 6, 5, 3. -1, -4, 0, 6, 5, 3. Here's all your pieces across. 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0. 3, 9. See your patterns? It's got a really great system of patterns here. So you're going to combine this, and what does this give you? God bless you. -2 plus 0. -2. Remember, our result is 3 rows, 2 columns. What's this one? 51. Okay, how about this guy? -8. The zeros are nice. They just knocked out. 33. How about this one? 0. And that one? 27. There you go. Good? Alright, for homework tonight, just finish these. Just finish these for homework. What do you have, like 2 more? By the end, check them on your calendar.